plaintiff, Myra Janess, met the defendant in high school, and she says they started dating after she graduated and he dropped out. Myra claims the defendant experimented with drugs and became addicted to cocaine, and he stole her college savings to support his addiction. She's suing him today for breach of contract. Defendant Kyle Buss admits that he was addicted to cocaine, and his addiction destroyed his relationship with Myra. However, Kyle claims he is nearly 90 days sober and now has a good job.
Start with you.
Well, I met Kyle Buss in 2011. I was still in high school. We didn't start dating until 2013. That's when I graduated high school. He had dropped out of school and he was actually experimenting with drugs and alcohol. He got hooked up on cocaine.
Yeah, so what do you mean by experimenting?
He's a scientist.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, man. When you say experimenting.
He was...
Because you use drugs, you get high.
Yeah.
Correct, yes,
So
he
I
was
don't
using
understand
drugs.
what's the experiment part. Because we hear that. You've obviously heard it, and that's why you make reference to it.
Yeah.
What does that mean, experimenting?
Well, he wasn't doing drugs, but then he started to do more cocaine, so he liked it, so he started getting higher.
So the first time you do it is the experiment?
Right.
Okay. All right, so he did drugs once. That
Right.
was the experiment.
Yes.
That one time.
Correct.
All right, and had things gone bad,
Right.
he wouldn't do it anymore. That's what they mean by experiment.
Yes.
Okay. I knew some young cats, some of my fellow buddies when we were 14, 15, and they snorted heroin and made them throw up a lot, and so they never did it again. And that's what I'm told heroin does to first-time users. And so maybe we got a point here. When you experiment, you don't like it, you don't do it anymore. So got that point. All right,
Yeah.
so, but he experimented and liked it.
Right. He liked it. He started doing it more. We started dating in 2013. My parents did not want me to date him because of his drug addiction, and he had dropped out of school, so that was more from them, and they didn't want him.
How'd they know he was addicted?
I had told them. I always tell my parents what's going on and whatnot. So they said that I shouldn't be dating him. I thought Kyle needed a second chance and needed somebody to be there and support him, and I thought I was that person.
You used to drop him off at the NA meetings or at the inpatient rehab or at the counseling?
No, not
counseling abuse
necessarily.
office? What support?
Well, I was just there for him.
There for him how?
Well, he had told me that if we were in a relationship, he didn't need any drugs.
Was that true?
No, that was not true.
How long did it take you to find that out?
Take me over 2 years.
Let's go over this again, because
Love is blind.
yeah. Now, love ain't blind when you see that cocaine on the table. You can see that, or you can see that money missing.
Right.
He had told me that he had stopped his drug abuse, so
When did he tell you he had stopped?
in 2013.
And so you never saw signs of it anymore?
I'd seen signs, I just didn't have any proof to prove him that he was doing it. So I trusted him and went with the relationship.
Okay, you didn't believe he was doing it.
Right.
All right, got it. When is it that you told your parents?
Well, they knew all the time that he was doing it. They didn't believe that he
How did
had
they
quit.
know?
They had encountered him with him, and
Okay, they would
I
see
took
him.
him to my house before, and yeah, they met him.
And they would say, honey, he is cracked out, I don't care what you say.
Yes, pretty much.
You say, you can believe that if you want to. If we don't get him out of here, he gonna smoke up that couch over there. Yeah, that's why he picking through the carpet now.
Yeah.
All right, ma'am. So you became convinced when that he was back on?
Well, in 2014, he had stolen $1,000. That was the money that I was using for college, and it was just devastating to find out that he had used my money for his partying. And
Let me hear from you.
Well, Your Honor, I love Myra very much. You know, my drug addiction tore our relationship apart, you know, in ways I never thought it would happen.
How many times you go to rehab?
I've never been to rehab, Your Honor.
Why?
Well, I don't have insurance, and my family We've tried, but we just couldn't afford to go.
How'd you try?
Oh, well, we went and we tried to sign me in, but I don't have insurance. I'm not
I
on
heard
the-
you say that, but that's why they have nonprofits who provide rehab without any insurance. You ever heard of that?
No, sir.
Okay, you still a dope fiend. You're still a crackhead.
No.
Yes, you are. Come here running that simple game. That's why you want to grin now. I'm not her. I'm not a sucker.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Yeah, I know a crackhead when I see them because they give me crackhead answers. Talking about they never heard of nonprofits. Give us some tissue, please. Are you done with this crackhead yet?
Yes.
I'm not going to even go back to you and play with my intelligence and listen to them old crackish stories. Go ahead.
Well, in 2015, we decided to move in after I got over the fact that he had stolen the money from me. And I thought things would get better, but unfortunately they didn't.
What
Actually,
happened?
he would come home drunk or on drugs and start destroying property. He would break the walls. We had complaints from our neighbors. Police were called 3 times, and after the 3rd time, we got kicked out of our house. After we got kicked out, I told him our relationship is over, it's not working. And Your Honor, I just want him to get the proper help because I think that he is a good person.
So you got to wait until the person wants it. I want him to get it too. We're going to offer it to him. But until he wants it, there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. So until he's ready to do that, I advise you not to be bothered with him because that story he just gave me, don't go for that. Yes, they are waiting lists for nonprofit drug rehab facilities that are funded by foundations and government agencies. Yeah, they're waiting lists. There aren't enough, depending on where you're from. Where you guys live?
I live in Summit.
Is that where he lives?
No, he lives in Justice.
Are there a lot of drug addicts there?
Yes.
But my point is, the less number of drug addicts, the more availability there is
Right.
for rehab. In the inner cities, there is a long waiting list. The Salvation Army does a good job. They're one of the agencies that have that accept people without insurance. So I hope you're listening. I'm not going to even look over there at you because you're depressing. Took this one. Why aren't you suing him for your college money?
Well, I don't really have any proof of that. That was just $1,000 that I had saved up from work. That was
All right,
cash.
and of course he's not going to admit it today.
Probably not.
So the breach of contract is for what?
Well, like I said, we moved in 2015 together. He wanted to get the apartment furnished. I co-signed for him because he had agreed to make all the payments. So far, he hasn't made any payments.
Of course not.
I do have some evidence here of
Where's the furniture?
the furniture, and
Do you know where the furniture is?
he has it. I don't know
Oh,
where it's
please,
at.
they didn't smoke that furniture up. What do you have? Sir, what do you say to this? Sir?
Your Honor, I was misunderstood when you asked me the question about rehab. I actually, on the 27th of this month, it'll be 90 days I've been clean.
Did you go to rehab, sir?
No, I actually landed a good job, a
Well,
union job.
I didn't misunderstand. We didn't misunderstand nothing.
Right.
My question was very clear. Have you been to rehab?
No, I have not.
Well, we don't have to go back over that.
Right.
Well then, yeah. No,
Okay.
don't try to con me, man.
I'm not-
I already told you what you are by the way you're talking to me. Now let's move on. Tell me about this.
Well, we were in agreement to take turns making the payments. Now we were to make payments. I would make one, she would make one. We would take turns making the payments.
Is that true?
That's not true.
I
Honor.
know. That's why you co-sign for him. The very definition of co-sign is he has the first responsibility to pay. You're just guaranteeing that he'll pay. All right. Where's the furniture, sir? You smoked it up?
No, it's my
You
storage.
sold it and smoked it? You sell it for crack?
It's my storage.
Where is it?
My storage unit.
All right, you keep it then. It's in your storage unit. That's a good deal. All right? It's $2,715. You get the money, he keeps the furniture. Good luck to you. Let us know if you want some treatment, sir. Otherwise, take a hike. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
I'd like to make things work with you. I love you.
Well, I don't think it's going to work out if you don't get the professional help you need. Other than that, I'm not interested anymore in anything.